Hello everybody, my name is Aki Kato and I am a Japanese artist. I live in Beaufort. Today I'm here to introduce you Sumi-E paintings. And Sumi-E word consists of two characters. First part, Sumi, means ink. Second part, E, means picture. And also it can be painting or drawing. Now, this art form is created in China a long time ago and came to Japan. And there's 1,000 of artists still practice this art form all over Asia. It is very popular because it is simple and unique. Well, it's simple because we only need a few items that most of the stuff that we can find in around our house. And then second reason it's simple because we only need to know few techniques. I will demonstrate you these techniques and maybe I can demonstrate to paint a couple of things. Let's say first I will introduce you stuff that we need. There's the three essential items that we have to have. First of all, it's Sumi, it's ink. Now this is a Sumi. It looks like a candy bar, but this is just concentrated and dehydrated coal. And this is really hard like a rock. And how can we paint with this? Well, we have to make a liquid form. And in order to do that, we need to call SumiE. This kind of look like same material, but actually this is hard rock. Slate is usually people use it. Now, I'm going to drop a couple of drop of water, and then we start grinding it. After 10-15 minutes, we reach to desired consistency, which is very dark, pure black ink. Now, it is taking time and it is time consuming. So people discover the liquid form. And this is what it is. It's called bokuju, and this is ready to use. And another essential thing that we have to have is, well, what we are going to paint on. Now, we use this thin paper, almost transparent, and this is called washi. And the washi is made with rice. Well, it's not edible, so don't even think about eating it. And the washi has front side, which is a little bit shinier and smoother. And the back side is rougher. It's kind of easy to tell if you can touch it. Now, of course, we use front side. Another option that we have, this is called shikishi. And this is also made with the rice. But it's a little bit more cardboard-like, and it's decorative. It's got the gold trim. If I turn around the back side, it's got speckle of silver. Now, we use this not only smear painting, but as a greeting card. So today we are using this hanshi washi paper. And another important thing that we have to have is a brush. Now, Chinese brush compared to Westerns, this is very simple because we only have one shape. Though we have small and medium and large, they're all rounded. And good way to find the good brush is we have to have very sharp pointed tip. And some cheap ones, it's going to separate after we use a few strokes. So I'm going to use this today. This is a small brush to demonstrate you a few techniques. Other things we need is a palette. I normally use white porcelain plates like that, or maybe like that. I recommend you using white, and so that we can see actual consistency of ink, and we have to use the right shade. If you don't have these, you can even use this styrofoam disposable picnic plates. This works just well. And the other thing is we are going to cover table with the newspaper prints. A newspaper print is a really nice thing to have. This one is newspaper print, so it does not have anything on it. If you don't have that, you can use just regular newspaper old newspaper, that works well. And let's see what else we need. We need a rag and paper towel to wipe and clean the brush. Other thing though, I have to warn you, ink, once you get on the cloth, it's almost impossible to clean. So probably it's nice to have an apron or some type of cover that you can protect your clothes. I think now we are ready to start Sumi-E painting. Now I pour already this liquid Sumi into little cup like that, and I place right in front of it. And then let's see, I have a hanshi paper or washi paper, and then I have a little felt because it is so thin and it's going to breathe through. So let's place like that. And I will show you 3 basic techniques. First, let's try double loading. I make brush flat like that. Now we are ready to do some demonstration of basic techniques. Before that, I'm going to make right consistence Sumi. I have a little bit of water in a bottle, and I am going to, let's see. Okay. So let's start doing some basic techniques. This is bowl of Sumi. I'm going to add a couple of drip of water on a tray, and I pick up Sumi and I mix it. This is still very, very dark. So now I need to make it even thinner. And I transfer 1 dab of ink, and then I'm going to add 2 more drops of water. And then the third one, this I'm making a light one. I make 3 drops of water, and then I'm transfer 1 dab of ink. And this is light one. It is very important to test your brush before you apply on the paper, because ink, like watercolors, once you put it on a paper, we cannot erase it or we cannot make light. So only way we can only add colors. See, that's why we need a newspaper to test it. I think still this is too dark, so I'm going to put 2 more drops of water, and I just mix it. Let's see how dark or how light it's got. I think it's okay. So now I'm going to clean the brush. I always have 2 or 3 cups or buckets of water with me so that I can clean the brush, and I would like to keep 1 bowl of water clean. I don't want to contaminate with ink. So this brush is clean. Now first technique is double loading. Now this brush is saturated with water. And now I put 1 side of the brush into the ink, and then I just, let's see how it's gonna go. No. Okay. Let me try 1 more time. Okay, and I don't know if you can see it or not, because of this I'm using dark felt paper, it's very hard to see. But if you see carefully, 1 side is lighter than others, and this is called double loading technique. And then next one, I'm trying to use different type. Okay. Next, I would like to try dry brush technique. And I am going to clean my brush. and I pick up a little bit of ink, and then I test it. It has lots of ink in my brush, so I wipe as much as I can. You can see it lost lots of ink. Now I think I'm ready. This is called dry brush technique. And this is very useful when we paint bamboos. So these are just a couple of basic technique that we use. And the other technique that I would like to show you is a blur technique. Let me see. I dropped the clean water and I draw the circle. So now paper is saturated. Let's see what's going to happen if I drop a little bit of black ink in the center of it. You can see how the ink spread on the paper. It looks like an eyeball, but if I don't use any, if I don't saturate paper with water, and now let's see what's going to happen. Ink does not spread as well as the one saturated with water. So that's another technique that you can use. Probably it's good to paint animal hair or eyes and so many other things that you can use the technique for. So now using these techniques, let me now using these techniques, I would like to demonstrate to paint a couple of different things. The first, I would like to try the bamboo. Bamboo is very popular subject in Sumi-E. And I need to get new papers. And I'm going to use dry brush technique on this painting. And let's see, I pick up the ink. This is very dark one. And I need to test my brush. I got still too much ink. I try to wipe a little bit off. Okay, that's getting better. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to paint a bamboo stem. I hold brush like that and come back a little bit and drag and back, drag and back, drag, drag. This is the stem of a bamboo. Now let's see, the bamboo has lots of branches, and let me paint a little bit of branch in the same way, but still it's a little bit small. How about from here? Okay, now let me try bamboo in the foreground. I always tell students that it's really nice to have object in foreground, middle ground, and background because they create a depth. The sense of depth is very important on a two-dimensional painting on a paper like this. So now in order to paint a bamboo in the background, I have to paint even lighter. So I'm gonna pick up the water here, and I just take a little bit. And again, I have to test it on the paper. Oh yeah, this is lighter. All right, that's great. But it's got too much ink on the brush. So again, I have to wipe and then test. Wipe and test. I think that's good. So let's me draw the bamboo in the foreground. And of course, sides get a little bit smaller too. The color gets a little lighter and it gets a little smaller. So I have to adjust brush tip, point it. Now this bamboo is a little bit farther down. Okay, good. Now let's paint leaf. And I use this medium. Okay, good. So now I'm going to paint few leaves. Now, you maybe notice that I'm doing pretty fast. The reason is that if I don't move my brush fast, let me see what's going to happen. I will show you. See, it gets breathe again, and it gets bigger, and I don't like that. I like sharp edge when it comes to bamboo. Okay, now this is what is, I'm sorry. Now I have to move my brush pretty fast, because if I don't, it's going to bleed through and I cannot create sharp edges. Let me show you how it's going to if I keep brush too long on the paper. As you can see, I'm not creating sharp edges, and I just don't like that on bamboo leaves. So I painted this bamboo a couple of days ago. This is how it's going to be, and using these techniques of dry brush. And let me try really fast for another painting that I did. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me try another painting, landscape with pine trees. That is a very popular subject. Probably many of you have seen it when you go to Chinese restaurant. They like to put that on the wall. It's a beautiful countryside and rocky cliff with a pine tree. So let's start. And I use this dark color paint or ink and create outline of the rocky cliff. Something like that. And then let me paint pine trees. Okay. This is branch out like that way. Okay, something like that. And then I'm going to use the dry brush technique. Because of this rock is very in front of you, sorry. And this is the pine tree. Now I'm going to use dry brush technique to create rock formations. And I'm going to use this dark color ink. And again, I have to test that. Now you can see the dry brush. So I'm going to paint. You can go pretty bold. There is no bad art, only good art. And I would like to encourage the people that whatever you do, please do not worry about what other people think. As long as you enjoy it, that's what the important thing. And I'm going to create more medium shade ink, and I have to test that. Okay, got too much water in the brush. Like that. And so I'm going to just add a little bit of water, a little bit of ink, and make pine tree. Now, let me just start painting pine needles. This is just a repeat. Okay. So this is really nice to have a good quality brush so that I can paint pine needles and fine lines such as the branch of pine tree. Okay, so let me try to paint another rock formation on the other side. This time it's a little farther down, so I will make it a little bit lighter. Again, I pick up a little bit of water and add a dab of black ink and to create lighter shade. And let me test it. I think that is very good shade. Yeah, though it's got a little bit more water than I want. Let's see, how's that now? I think it's good. So let me start from here. So this is another cliff on the other side. Oh, it went too dark. That's what I was talking about. Once I put dark ink, I cannot erase it. Only thing I can do is I have to paint all over again. So you know how important testing on a newspaper is. Okay, like that. And of course, if you want, you can add waterfall, or you can make little Chinese pagoda, or cloud, or birds, whatever you want. Now let me show you the one I painted the other day. And this is what I painted with rock formations, sharp cliff and pine trees and Chinese pagoda. And so this is what I'm sorry. And this is what I painted the other day, just sharp cliff and pine trees and Chinese pagoda. And now artists are painting all kinds of different things. This is old school Sumi-E painting, and you don't need to stick with that. You can paint animals, you can paint insects, you can paint some pattern designs. So I hope I help you to understand Sumi-E painting and enjoy painting. Thank you.